Animal Crossing. Fuck yes. Shoutouts to everyone who let me get far enough to talk about this fucking hot metal piece of ass. In modern times, Animal Crossing is best known for New Leaf on the 3DS, and rightfully so. Animal Crossing is simply an amazing game with a wonderful formula, and if you ask me, the original is highly underrated. I will say that the newest 3DS iteration has been the best one since its original GameCube counterpart, with the weird, deformed, stripped-down cousins known as Wild World and City Folk residing in the middle, City Folk being the slightly more powerful of the two. We're not talking about those though, we're talking about the granddaddy itself, Animal Crossing for the GameCube. This game probably has the weirdest history, like, ever. It basically got ported like a million fucking times between Japan and the US. Check this out. Animal Crossing was originally a Japan-only Nintendo 64 DD title called Dobutsu no Mori, or Animal Forest. The game was actually super well received and was eventually ported to the GameCube as Dobutsu no Mori Plus and the US as Animal Crossing, where it became a huge hit. One thing to note is that the game didn't receive any type of major graphics retouching after this port, so we're essentially playing a Nintendo 64 game. That's not a cheeky jab, this game is literally 32 megs big. This version contained a lot of added holidays, items, and text to better fit the Western market. It doesn't end there though. Japan thought it was so good that they decided to bring that one back, adding even more shit, entitling it Dobutsu no Mori E+, which then received major success again. So basically, this game got ported over between two consoles and two countries, and each time this shit happened, its success was restated. But why? Why have I sunk probably like hundreds of hours into this game, and in fact, the entire series? Who left this shit in the fucking fridge? So I realized, looking in from the perspective of a normal person, this game probably looks bananas insane. What the fuck type of hat is this? These animals have tiny bodies with huge heads. This currency is only referred to as bells. You have given me a leaf. Okay, let's take this from the top. The game starts you off on a train, where a cat named Rover asks your name and where you're going. You actually get to name the town. Whew, that's a lot of pressure. But I think I'm satisfied. He then asks you a number of seemingly arbitrary questions, but get this, the way you answer the questions determines what your face will look like. There are guides online to get the one you want if you want to play God or whatever. This one's my favorite. Yeah, chill as fuck. So we roll in the station and oh my god! The train station is run by a little monkey! In a hat and jacket! I like where this is going. We run into local mafia Tom Nook, who practically holds a monopoly on all the retail in the town. That's not terrifying. Now we're allowed to pick our house, which, as of right now, won't really look like much. Ah, shit. So we attempt to pay Nook only to discover that we basically brought nothing to our new town. What the fuck was I planning on doing? So we end up working for Nook in order to work off some of the debt that, as of 10 seconds ago, is roughly 18,000 bells. We get this sweet work uniform, which I believe is also one of the most underrated items in the game, since you can't get this outfit again, making it actually super rare, and it's actually pretty fucking fashionable, if I do say so myself. Now in Nook's shop, Nook's Cranny, you may notice that he already has a few items for sale, most notable to the player, tools. Unfortunately, while we're on the job, we're not allowed to buy any. Guess we'll have to wait. Our first order of business is to plant some flowers and trees around Nook's shop. Now, here it seems like a chore, but later on, I can guarantee you that planting flowers and trees will be your shit. I'm dead serious. I don't know why, it just happens. Now that that's done, it's time to get ourselves acquainted with our new town. Each town in Animal Crossing is randomly generated with a different layout for each new game. I honestly have no idea just how many map layouts actually exist, but I've been playing this series for over 10 years and I've literally never seen two of the same towns ever. Not even kind of similar, which is super exciting. Along with the map layout being generated randomly, we also have our villagers, which are random as well. Now this is where the game really gets its life and personality from. The adorable villagers walk about your town and each have their own adorable houses. I'm sorry, I really can't express how much I enjoy the villagers, honestly. They come in a variety of species and colors, and each of them even have their own personalities, ranging anywhere from diva queen to grumpy old man. They also speak what the game calls animalese. Something about that is both infinitely confusing and also completely fitting. Aside from the villagers, we also have the staple characters and places that come with every town, such as the police station, which totally actually isn't a police station, and is in fact a lost and found run by 2 police dogs. The alert German Shepherd, known as Copper, and the super sluggish pug, Booker. Aww, he's so cute! Moving on, we also have the mayor of the town himself, Tortimer, the aged tortoise with glasses and a top hat. The super spunky Tortimer will tragically almost never really be seen, except when there are special events that go on in the town, where we usually find him in front of the oddly sentient fountain. Also in our town are the Able Sisters, a pair of hedgehog twins that allow you to design custom patterns and use them as things such as clothing, umbrellas, your door. At this point, I'm resisting the urge to absolutely melt over all the animals. I mean, look at these 2! This one has a tiny sewing machine, and this one's fucking blue! This speaks and whispers sweet nothings directly into my soul ear. One of my absolute favorite tidbits about this game is actually Sable, the older Able sister. When you initially attempt to speak to her, she's quiet and timid. If you keep trying to talk to her after about a week, however, she'll eventually warm up to you and she'll eventually start talking to you about her and Mabel's very own backstory. In fact, Mabel, the blue hedgehog, and also the younger sister will actually tease her about you coming in so often to talk to her. See, I am simply in love with details like that. Shit like that is sprinkled throughout the entire game and ends up making this would-be tiny world feel way deeper than it would initially let on. What makes this game feel so alive isn't just the presence of the animals, it's the presence of the animals. Sometimes they'll follow bugs or even play around with the random sports balls that mysteriously spawn in the middle of your town. As we go around the town, we notice quite a few things other than the buildings and villagers inhabiting the area. For example, you might notice that there's 1 or 2 or like fucking 20 weird pit-looking things, as well as these weird shiny golden spots. These are just a few examples of strange new oddities that will eventually become a regular occurrence. Scattered around the town are numerous trees, most yielding fruits. What fruit your town has is, once again, chosen completely by random. There are apples, oranges, pears, cherries, and my favorite, for some indiscernible reason, peaches. We're also joined by numerous bugs, butterflies, and in the river, we can even see some fish just waiting to be caught. The world at this point feels anything but bare, and in fact, really feels full of life. Gosh, if only we could dig or fish or something right now. Now we come to the museum, which is run by Blathers the Owl, who has a little bow tie, and he's sleeping because it's daytime. The museum runs entirely on your donations, such as bugs, fish, paintings, and fossils? We can collect fossils. Dinosaur fucking fossils. Wait a minute. We're getting blue-balled. The game essentially lets us see the tools so we know that they exist, then has us going around town teasing us with the prospect of digging, fishing, and bug hunting, basically telling us just how important they are by example. Well played, Animal Crossing. Touché. Think I need to catch my breath. So we finally head back to Nooks, who now gives us our next task, delivery. This is our introduction to the chores we could do for the townsfolk, who could actually end up giving us some cool stuff in return. I'll just put that next to the bed I don't have yet. After we finish our deliveries, Tom Nook asks us to write a letter to one of the villagers advertising his store. Well, I'm not really sure what he wants me to put here. Well, that should do it. This brings us to the post office. Here you can mail up to 5 letters at a time, emulating the efficiency of the real post office. In front, we can also see this weird board with musical notes. This is the town theme editor, which plays a customizable tune whenever the bell rings on the hour, anytime you enter a room, or even interact with anyone. So basically all the fucking time. So make it something good. I've probably spent hours trying to translate songs to the notes in this thing. It's one of those things that doesn't really seem all that interesting until you get way into it, and by the end you're super proud. Hell yeah. We return, and Nook gives us a few more deliveries and tells us to write a catchy slogan on the bulletin board in front of our house for him. I'm not too good at catchy slogans, but that sounds like a winner to me. After this, Nook finally tells us that we're done, and that we still haven't paid him off completely. If you weren't just the cutest darn raccoon ever, I'd probably tell you to fuck off. We get this totally cute cutscene though. Well, that's over. At this point in the game, we're free. We can finally do anything we want. So I'll be taking this and this. But if we want a bigger house, we're gonna have to pay our mortgage off. What makes this game so amazing and unique, however, is that it doesn't ever force you to do anything. You're actually encouraged to go at your own pace from the moment you start. You could spend years with an empty house or without collecting a single fish. But just how are we supposed to make bells now? Pretty simply, actually. You can sell literally almost anything in the game to Nook, and he'll buy it from you in return for bells. And here's another thing. Depending on how much you buy and sell at Nook's store, his store can actually upgrade. If you haven't really pieced it together by now, Animal Crossing can't really be played in one day. The metagame is serious. Building up a collection of furniture or accessories or clothing or even these gyroids, whatever the fuck they are, is a very distinctly satisfying feeling. The same could be said towards everything else you build towards in the game, such as the numerous house payments or collecting all the fish, bugs, and fossils for your museum. It's an especially daunting challenge considering it'll probably take almost an entire year given the various seasons and weather changes. You heard me. Animal Crossing even has seasons and weather that change throughout the course of an entire fucking year. The art of the environment is wonderfully and entirely reflective of these changes. The colors and textures of the town can completely change, with some of the views of the town being absolutely breathtaking, each season having entirely different and unique atmospheres. Not only do the aesthetics change, but even the types of bugs and fish change with each season. Even so much as the rain can affect what types of bugs and fish you'll end up seeing. Not only that, but another large part of the town's interactivity will end up lying in all the strange, wacky, and unique visitors that show up once in a while. Your town may be visited by characters such as Red, the in-game equivalent of internet fishing, Gracie, who, much like your ex-girlfriend, will endlessly judge you no matter how much you clean her car, and the Snowman, who absolutely seems to hate his life thanks to the shitty job you did. Ooh. I promise you this is much more charming when you're actually playing it. You can honestly find something to love in the distinct personalities of each of these characters. Despite the visitors and various events, your town is definitely the most active on holidays. Yes, holidays. Adorable animal-filled versions of Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and more. These days are extra special in the sense that the town becomes a bit of a minigame itself, even going as far to have some themed decorations and props. Holy fuck, they have a tiny Thanksgiving table! Almost all of these holidays have their own special furniture sets and items unique to these specific days, which means you could be running around all day to collect stuff. One of the more obvious ways to collect these in a reasonable time frame is to be an ugly cheater and set the game's clock ahead by a day or so, or maybe even just a few hours if you don't want to be that huge a cheat. Even though you're still kind of a cheat. Take Halloween. Arguably my favorite holiday, both in-game and out. Between 6 p.m. and 1 a.m., you walk around your town to see that your villagers have all dressed up as Jack, the king of Halloween, which sounds essentially like being a manager at McDonald's. If they see you, they will start chasing you. If they catch you, you have to be carrying around candy, otherwise they'll either transform a random item in your inventory into a jack-o'-lantern, or change your clothes. If you manage to find Jack, who will be the only guy not chasing you down, and give him some candy, you can actually get items from the Spooky set. Despite all this, I really have to say that a lot of this experience simply can't be watched. Animal Crossing can get to be a seriously personal experience, which naturally comes in hand with its formula of almost complete customization and freedom. Sinking hours into this game slowly becomes less of a joke and more of an unsettling reality. You guys probably already know how I feel about music, and Animal Crossing is no exception. Once again, falling under some of my most favorite tracks in a video game. The background music to the game not only changes every hour, but there are also separate songs that play under special circumstances, such as weather changes like rain and snow, as well as events and holidays as mentioned before. Each and every hourly song is cleverly reflective of the time. After hours, the tracks become more chill and quiet, while the tracks near the morning and early afternoon are just a little more chipper and upbeat. My favorite track definitely comes from When It Rains. Something about the instruments used in this track and how they blend together paints a curiously accurate auditory depiction of rain. The soundtrack itself is an interesting, playfully weird, subtle mix of synths and samples, but is mainly driven by piano. Somehow, the tracks always manage to make you feel good inside, even invoking a strange feeling of nostalgia. But this isn't even the deepest we get with the music. One of the most special events in the game isn't even all that special or incredibly interactive, yet it is considered a trademark of Animal Crossing. Every Saturday night, a dog shows up right at the entrance to the train station. His name is Torakeke, also known as KK Slider. Essentially a mascot of the entire series next to the player character itself. And some of the most memorable songs in the franchise come from him and his performances. Almost all his song titles contain his own initials, KK, and are commonly followed by the genre that the song follows. You can request a song by title or ask for a song based on a mood. His performances allow us to sit back, listen, and watch as the credits roll. In a weird way, an entire week basically culminates in this performance, marking another week completed. A week full of tasks, bells, digging, fishing, collecting, bug hunting, running, and interacting. It's in this strangely personal credit sequence we can see nods to all the seasons in the game. When the song ends and the credits have finished rolling, he personally gives us a little MIDI copy that we can put in our radio and play in our house. Then finally, we save, and the week begins again. Hey everybody, it's PG here. Just wanted to thank everybody for watching this video because this video took forever to do. Animal Crossing is one of my favorite games of all time, and I wanted to do it the justice that it deserves. Much like Crash 2, I'm very satisfied with how this video came out, and I'm super fucking satisfied with how the last video came out, and I'm satisfied with how everything's been going, and in fact, I'm beyond satisfied. I'm fucking ecstatic in my soul for all the support and all the comments that I've gotten so far in all the videos, because I didn't think I would fucking get any, you know? So, thanks so much for all of that. Thanks for everyone who, decided to show even the smallest bit of support or, you know, kindness, because we don't see that a lot anymore, you know. I don't see it a lot anymore, at least not where it counts, but, you know, to me this counts, so there you go. Thanks so much to everybody, every single body, every single person, every man, all fucking, as of this video, 293 of you who decided to subscribe because you liked it so much. Thank you so much. And, you know, if you're excited for more, then you should be, because there's more that's coming. There's a lot more that's coming, in fact. You know, just so everyone knows, I'm gonna keep going no matter what, honestly. These videos are super fun to do, and the response, like, you know, alone has been wonderful. So, you know, I can't wait to show you guys what else I can do. Yeah, thanks so much. Just one last thanks to everybody. Thanks to everyone at Face Punch who has been super kind and super receptive and super, you know, kind to me. Anyone who's left a comment, or, like, you know, anyone who posted on the forums where I posted it, you know, you guys have directly, like, you know, inspired me to continue. Yeah, so, you know, thanks so much. And just want to remind everybody just one last time, because I know it's easy to forget, that your options of, sharing or liking or commenting, those are available. I'm not gonna say you have to do it. I'm not gonna say you have to. I'm not gonna say that it's a thing that you have to do, or like, if you want to, you should do this. It's up to you, man. That's your thing. If you want to do that, go ahead. Okay? I'm just reminding you that it's there. I only say that because I literally forget that they're there, and whenever I see a video that I like, it's like, oh wow, that was nice. Let me just say that it was nice, and I forget that I can do those things. If I remembered more often, I would do it more often, Like, taking out the trash. Sometimes I forget that, oh yeah, it's filled up, so I have to take it out now. Yeah. And I don't realize until it's too late, and that shit's overflowing, and, then, your roommates scream at you. So yeah, thanks everybody, and, I can't wait to show you guys what I have up my sleeve. Love ya.